ISU, are you ready? Roll what? Roll 3! Second game today I've had.
All right, we are here for Indiana University versus Indiana. It's the Battle of Indiana, and we are off. Brooms up. Indiana State getting the ball first. Never mind, it's Indiana. It's number 5 streaking down the side. He's going. He's got one person to beat and scores. Dunks it through, shattering the coupling on the hoop. Just sending pieces flying everywhere. And so that'll be a goal for Indiana, and we immediately get a stoppage for an equipment timeout. Can tell you a little bit about this. This game is in the quaternary bracket, the last bracket here to be working towards that final bid for a trip to U.S. Quidditch Cup in April. The winner of this game will get to move on to the final game for that final bid. The loser will be going home empty-handed. Indiana State is in the black, attacking left to right. Indiana, IU, I'll try to use IU, ISU, is in the red, attacking right to left. And so that was an IU goal to start us off. And with our hoop now replaced, the players returning to their brooms, and our head referee, Michael Clark Polner, will be able to start us back up. Quaff will be returned to the keeper. It's the battle for Indiana here as we start back up. 10-0, IU in the lead. ISU keeper number 18, pass over the top, and never mind, that was a shot. He just sunk that. And that is 10-all. And now number 22 will bring it up for IU. And the yipping from number 3 from ISU, as we've come to find this weekend. Pass over the ball to number 10. He's probing for an opening. ISU only with one bludger back, down to number 10, and shot. That is good. And 20-10. IU. Number 18, pass is good, right through the hoops. Keeper wasn't able to handle it, and pass down to number 8, number 6 actually, leaves them with a good goal. Number 22 streaking down for IU, pass over the top to number 5. Number 5 gets wrapped up, and now ball comes out to number 10. Didn't work. We've got ISU coming up with the ball, and now State will bring it up. The Sycamores from Terre Haute, Indiana. I was pleased to know that I actually knew where Terre Haute was, on the eastern side, or the western side of the state, rather. Number 3, pump fakes, goes to drive in, makes the bludger miss, back to the keeper. Keeper looking for his options as ISU rolls right ahead. That keeper gets thrown to the ground on the tackle, and IU comes up with the ball. He landed hard. He gets back up. And it looks like no bludgers back. And so the IU keeper, she loses the handle. Now 10 will pick it up. 10, running around, going to the center. He gets wrapped up, puts it through. Number 10, despite being tackled by number 18, the keeper from ISU, able to put it through. And that puts us 30-20 IU in the lead. So State will now bring it up. Number 3. Fakes the handoff. Rolling right. Looking. Pump fake. Big pass over the top to 18. 18 unable to handle it and picked up by 6. No good. Play was after beat. And now the ball's just going to hang out on the ground, and that'll be IU ball. There's a beat before in the motion. And so now Indiana State gets the strip, and now just flips it backwards. And that'll be going back to the Indiana State keeper. And now ISU will have another chance at this one. ISU on the far side, protected by a beater. IU tackles their beater as ISU drives in, blocked by the keeper. Let's see if she can get it. There's a push in the back there, but Indiana State still has the ball. And it looks like it'll be probably going to be a card on the IU keeper as she pushed in the back. Yep, that's a yellow card. And she will mosey her way on over to the box as ISU will get the ball parallel to the hoops. Not too many beaters nearby. We've got one beater here with a bludger. Indiana State with 2 bludgers back here in the backfield. So now ISU will start with the ball. So now number 6, she gets tackled, flips it out to number 3, who gets beat. And number 6 comes again, she flips it out as getting tackled, and it's number 8 who gets beat. And then finally IU comes up with it. And it looks like there was a injury stoppage there as the Indiana State chaser. Referees are conversing about that one. The Indiana State chaser, they need an injury substitution from the bench. She'll walk off. She's okay. A little high five, and our new player will come on in. Indiana, even without a keeper, making a big defensive stop there as Indiana State had the power play. And so now Indiana State on the far side there with their keeper who has the ball. And he'll pass to number 5 and sub out. Indiana State with bludger control as number 2 now in for IU. He's been a pretty big force for them as he gets some quick feet. He's moving to the inside around the back, and he flips it through. And IU scores again. It's 40-20. Hoosiers in the lead. So now Indiana State, protected by their beater, at the top of the key, near side. ISU with control, number 14 and a keeper. He's rolling around the right side, rolling to the back. He comes back up, nope. He's just trying to get out of the contact. And he flips it up to number 4, who was just checked in. 4 gets the pick, doesn't take it. 4, Indiana, content to not put pressure on State. And now there's a wrap. Number 4 trying to get out of it, and he does. Passes back to the keeper right in front of us, and the keeper will roll to the other side of the field. Hangs on to the ball there, and a little mishandle. Still has it on number 4. As he rolls, he drives into the center, and blocked by number 2. And IU is going to think better of driving on that, as Indiana State with 2 bludgers back. So IU will come up the field here, come towards the near side. IU waiting for beater support. He's cocked, he's ready to go. Beater's not stepping up. ISU defense compressed a little bit. Rolls around number 4, goes for the shot, no good. Shot was high, and that'll be Indiana State ball. Not a lot of patience there, didn't want to necessarily wait for his beaters. And Indiana State bringing it back up. 40-20. Indiana State, a first-year team. IU, been in the league for a little while. Definitely one of the strongest teams they've had in the past 2 years. Their matchup here in the quaternary bracket, as the keeper gets beat, his shot directly to the IU keeper, and he's going to go on a run. He's got one beater to his left, and he's able to score. He outruns the beater and puts it through the medium hoop. So now Indiana State will bring it back in play. And Indiana State moving around the left side. There's no beaters back. He's wrapped up. He spins out of it, puts it inside to number 4. Number 4 puts it through the top. And with that exchange of goals, it is now 50-30. IU. It's the keeper. ISU still with control. IU trying to subtly direct traffic here. And number 2 will drive it down the right side, unable to make it fall, and then ISU falls on it. And Indiana State will go on a little run. There's no beaters back. His team's calling for him. Go, go, go. He's going to take a big move over the top. No go. Although they're going to recover it. And number 19, he's got it out coming from the back. Over the keeper. And no good. His pass goes wide. And now Indiana State. They'll have a second shot at it. State. Pass down to number 4. Number 4 guarded by the beater, driving in, and the keeper has it. And so IU comes back with it. 50-30 is the score. Indiana State with bludger control once more. Keeper directing traffic to number 1. Moving right side, far side. Beaters, and now number 1 blocks, but then she gets beat. And number 19, he's on a move. He's got one man to beat. He cuts back inside and puts it through. 50-40, IU in the lead. Indiana State score. 10 minutes have elapsed. So about a goal a minute here. We'll see if this pace continues. As Indiana State sitting once again with bludger control. They've had it for the majority of the game, it seems. But IU in the lead. And a missed pass there by IU. Now ISU has it. He's streaking down the left side, number 4. And that is no good. That is no good. And Indiana State arguing that he did not get hit by that one. The rest telling him indeed he did. And that makes it a no good call. As Indiana will bring it forward. Number 2's had to do a lot of work for Indiana this weekend. Bit of a shorter roster than most of the teams here. So he will come forward. Now defended by number 19. Looking for his options. Puts it over the top to number 16. Out of bounds. And it looks like there was an advantage call. We'll see what that advantage call is. As I think Indiana, IU now has bludger control. We'll see what we hear from our referees. Adjust our zoom just a smidge here. So the referees will conference as we have one of the final games, the third final game in the quaternary bracket. 40-50, IU and the Red Kits in the lead. And we'll see what the adjudication here is. Our head referee, Michael Clark Polner, going for his pocket. And it'll be a yellow card to a player. Maybe they had subbed out. They seem to be on the bench right now for Indiana State. And it looks like he will take a trip to the box. Our head referee explaining what exactly happened there. And so the beater foul on IU, or on ISU, we'll have him head to the box. It's a bludger turnover, so it'll be IU ball. Can't quite see the number there of who that was. Number 12 for ISU. A slight equipment malfunction here as we are still here in stoppage time. Not stoppage time. We are stopped in time. Stoppage time is a soccer thing. It looks like it'll be red ball in the back because of the foul. Because there was a foul on the other team, it's a turnover. So IU puts it back over the top, and they still handle the ball. Blocked, number 19 coming out of nowhere, and he's on a streak. There's no one in front of him, and he puts it away. So number 2 now will bring it up for IU as we are tied up 50-50. And Indiana State able to score on that power play, but IU with bludger control. The middle of the field wide open. Number 2, jump cut. Gets around the keeper's tackle. Not quite. Keeper brings him down. He gets the ball out. It's still number 10. And then intercepted by number 19, scrounging on the ground for it. Ball comes out, and number 8 picks it up, and she's got protection. And so now the keeper for Indiana State will bring it up. Number 14. IU still with bludger control. One bludger high, one bludger low. Pass off to number 19. Quick little pass. He cuts back to the inside. Gets it swatted away by number 5. And now the keeper has it and has picked it up. And now ISU will go back on defense as the keeper flips it to number 10 and will take a substitution. Still 50-50. Hoosiers with the ball. Pass across to number 22. She's got no bludgers. Passes to number 3, who catches it, spins, blocked through the hoop by the keeper. And number 3, coming off that spin around to the goal, almost had it, and the keeper blocked it directly through the hoop. So IU still with bludger control, beaters down low. ISU looking for something here, 50-50, going, spinning to the inside, and pass through the hoops is good. Well, that's number 23 who received that pass to turn it in. And it's number 22, and she gets hit on the play. Strips the ball. IU comes up with it, fumbles it, and now ISU has it and the keeper has it. And someone might have thought that was a foul, but it was not. It was perfectly clean contact, and ISU will take it forward here, 60-50. ISU leads. He flips it back as he gets tackled, number 18, and flips it back through the hoop in the backhand toss. And that'll now be 70-50. ISU building on their lead. 22 bringing it up for IU. Pass to 5. 5 down the left side. There's no bludgers in his way. He's got one keeper to beat. The keeper, big hit, and the keeper knocks him down, and Indiana State will come up with the ball. Number 23 near side now. ISU. He somehow dodges the first beat, but gets hit by the second as number 10 picks it up. He's streaking down the right side. He's got a defender in his way. Defender seems to tackle him a bit high. He still gets the rebound, passes off to number 5. Number 5 over to number 3, and she oops it in! 70-60 now. ISU still in the lead. .5 minutes elapsed, and Indiana will take a timeout. And so now Indiana, and the crucial few minutes before Snitch is on pitch, is going to take their timeout to see if they can do something better here. Indiana State similarly huddling up, taking advantage of the time. We've got a 1-minute timeout. 70-60 with our Snitch waiting in the wings. We'll take this time during stoppage to remind you that if you go to the US Quidditch YouTube channel where you're watching this right now, you can see coverage from the weekend so far, pool play from yesterday, and bracket play from today. You can also stay tuned later this evening to see our coverage of the championship game. It'll be for the third time of the tournament, Michigan versus Ball State. Both teams have won one game apiece. We'll see who can come out as the Great Lakes regional champion. Teams now returning to their rooms after the timeout. Indiana State has the ball. Teams now lining themselves back up, rooms up and ready to go. And now, Indiana State moves it up the field. Indiana with bludger control. ISU, big launch over the top, batted away. Number 22 for IU. She'll bring it up the field. And threatened by a bludger, protected by her own bludger. And the Seegers are beginning to report. Number 10 on the far side for IU, cross way across to number 5. He whips it back into play, and now there's only one beater bat. Number 16 thinks he can take it himself, then thinks better of it. He holds up, waits for his teammates. So now he's beat there on the play, and IU gets the turnover at midfield, and they will now have another crack at this one after a botched attempt. Number 3 shot is blocked by number 18 of ISU. And IU having a little bit of frustration here. It's 70-60, still anyone's game. As IU putting some pressure on the Quaffle. It's a clear move. The keeper moves to the inside. He passes over to his chaser. Blocked at the hoops by number 22 again. Her second swat in twice as many plays. Now number 3 for ISU. Passes over, and it's bobbled and can't come down with it. Number 5 with IU now has the ball. Our snitch having some antics as IU getting tackled. Number 22, she jukes. They're not getting physical with her. Her shot wide and recovered by Indiana State, almost thrown back to IU. And Indiana State does come up with it. Keeper had a scared moment there. So 70-60. Indiana as they flip it across, and another interception by number 22. She's doing work for him today as our seekers are out and she gets beat, and now Indiana State is going to turn around. He spins out of a tackle. He's got one chaser to beat, and that chaser makes contact, not good enough, and Indiana State scores. 80-60 in Indiana State, teetering on the edge of snitch range. Now Indiana getting some time with the snitch. They're down 20. Number 2 back in the game for IU. Passes up to number 22. She gets hit. Number 2 whips it across right to the keeper's hands as he was getting beat in the process, and the keeper's going to run up the field. He's got 2 in his way, then he gets beat. Now that's the keeper's ball. IU once more. And IU holding on to bludger control, playing from behind, down 20. And still getting some time alone with the snitch. And IU, number 2. He flips it over to number 22. She can't handle it. Might have been tipped, and now there's a little scrum, but the keeper has it. Yeah, you know, like handles on a ball, like you have the handle. Indiana State number 3 streaking down the left side. Now he's thought better of it as there's a beater in his way. Waiting for teammates, over to his keeper. Back to number 3. Number 3, pump fakes. Juking, looking for his options. Pass over the top, and that's a good goal. Goal by number 8 for ISU. And that is 90-60, and ISU teetering on the edge of stitch range. An IU catch here would send it to overtime. ISU. He's almost got that snitch. Oh, he's so close. And IU has used their reset here. And there's an advantage call in IU's favor. As number 2, he jukes to the inside, blocks a bludger. He's got the keeper in front of him. Goes to the outside, cuts back in, and it's a good goal. And now we have a stoppage for that advantage call as it abates with IU's goal. And that brings them back within snitch range. A catch can win it for them. 90-70, Indiana State in the lead. But IU getting most of the time with the snitch. We'll see what our call is here. It looks like a trip on a beater. And it looks like, yes, indeed, it is a yellow card. We'll get the official call from Michael Clark-Polner here in a moment. Yellow card. Tripping. I can't quite hear our referee. He's on the other side of the field. But that goal still stands, and so the penalty time is negated as the foul happened before. I believe that should be a bludger turnover to IU. And IU already does have bludger control. So no bludger turnover there. The yellow card adjudicated, and now Indiana State has a chance to answer.
3, 2, 1, resume.
As number 14 handles the ball for Indiana State. Seeker right in front of us. It's up to number 3. And IU got the catch. We'll see if that's a good catch. If so, that'll be a win for IU and keep them alive, sending Indiana State home. It would be a 100-90 win. Another close game here. We'll see as our referees conference. And if it's not a good catch, then we will continue, and these teams will have another chance to get a bid. I think they're discussing whether the shorts were pulled or not, making sure that the catch was clean as it was. Get our call here in a moment. Catch is no good. And let's see, we'll go back to hoops. The shorts were pulled. And so Indiana State lives to fight another day. Remember, these teams are playing to try and get to a bid to U.S. Quidditch Cup in April. The score is 90-70, Indiana State in the lead, and Indiana State currently with the quaffle right in front of us. Both seekers and all the beaters are right by the snitch. And a big pass over the top for Indiana State is no good, as Indiana State recovers bludger control. They do. And so now IU will bring it back up. ISU, a clear beat. And IU running around the far side, passes up to his keeper. She can't catch. A close, almost catch there by Indiana State. And 22, she's got some room in front of her, looking for her options. Hit from a pass, can't hold it in, and it'll be ISU ball. New seeker now for Indiana State. Both seekers getting beat, as the shot from the keeper is good, and that'll be 100-70, putting it back on the edge of snitch range. A catch from IU here would send it to overtime. Indiana State currently with bludger control, giving time for their seeker as beaters are trading blows. IU with no beaters back has the quaffle. Rolling around to the right side is the keeper number 2. Looking for his options, passes across to 1. Tackled and beat. ISU picks up the ball. He's on the move. And he decides to slow up. Pass inside to number 8. She gets beat, and it'll be IU ball. So the turnover there, unable to be capitalized on by Indiana State, and IU will bring the ball back up as the Indiana State chaser, or Indiana State seeker, will be sent back to hoops. IU passing across to the center. It's number 1, and she puts it through the top hoop. As Indiana State continues to hold on to bludger control, but it's still in snitch range, 100-80. Indiana State oops it to his player on the other side, blocked by the keeper. And we have a stoppage there. We'll see what that is. I'm not so sure that was a good goal, but the player is signaling that it was a good goal. There is no goal there. The keeper blocked it. And now IU running up the right side. There's no bludgers back. He's got 1 keeper to beat, and he gets around him. No, he doesn't. He gets wrapped up, thrown down, errantly throws it, and Indiana State will pick it up. So a wasted fast break there, as now Indiana State will have their own fast break. And a beater in the way, they'll slow up. Now going in the center. He gets beat in the center of the field, and IU has it. Play is all over the place. These teams really just fighting for their lives here. Loser will go home. No one wants to go home empty-handed. IU number 2 at the top of the key. As he gets to the inside, gets around the tackle, passes off to number 1. Easy goal for her. And that brings it closer in range. It is 190 as Indiana State still has the lead. It is anyone's game as our snitch is just absolutely manhandling these seekers. They're hard pressed to get close. Indiana State throws the ball across. Both players beat, and IU will pick it back up. Number 2 looking for his options. There's no bludgers back, one player to beat, and IU scores, and that'll make the score 100-100. They've tied it up. ISU now with the ball. Indiana State doesn't understand that you can't call timeout while the snitch is out. It needs to be within the first 18 minutes of play. And so they try to have a timeout, and then he gets beat on the foot as he's driving it down, and IU will come away with it. And now IU getting some alone time with that snitch, guarded by 2 beaters. Indiana State keeping a beater in the quaffle play as IU, the ball gets swatted away, picked up by Indiana State. And Indiana State wrapped up there, and he shakes the tackle. Big rainbowing pass over the top, and she gets beat. Need to make that one more direct if you want to score here. IU definitely in control defensively with the beaters, as they've held control for quite a while here. And as I say that, Indiana State regains control. And quite the jinx. IU bringing it up the field. IU seeker so close, so incredibly close. As IU moves the quaffle behind, and there seems to be a scrum for it behind, and Indiana State will come up with it after the beat. Indiana State now bringing it up, far side of the field. Beaters are down. Indiana State has the keeper to beat. He gets around and spins out of the tackle. Now 2 more chasers in the way, puts it through the top hoop. And that'll be an Indiana State goal, 110-100. It's anyone's game here. And Indiana State has subbed in a newer, taller seeker. See if he can do anything here for our very strong, very tall snitch. IU getting some time with the snitch here as beats abound. As the beaters do not go for the seekers. The ball flipped out of IU's hand as she drove, and now the keeper has it, number 18, and he's on the run. He's got no one back, and tackled, seemingly tackled from behind. I don't know, maybe it was in front, as the keeper has his arm wrapped. Now he's got 2 players on him. He switches to his left hand, and that's good! 2 players getting tackled. 2 players tackling him, and that throw, oh my goodness, falling backwards, offhand, incredible. 120-100. 28 minutes have elapsed. IU shot blocked. Rebound picked up by number 4. She gets the broom knocked out from under her. And IU manages to... And it's a quaffle turnover, unfortunately. Looks like Indiana State will handle that one. It's number 3 streaking right by us here. He's got a chaser to beat. And he decides to slow up. And he will give it to his chaser back at the top of the key. The snitch now down to 1 hand as the 28-minute mark comes up and the handicap comes. We'll look at snitch play here. As there is a scrum for the quaffle, I'll continue giving auditory updates. And it looks like Indiana State has a catch on the one-handed snitch. And it looks like that might be it for them. If this catch stands, the final score will be 150-100. It is currently 120-100. And this will mean IU goes home, and Indiana State will get one step closer to receiving that final bid. Referees conferencing here. We will see what they call. And that catch for Indiana State is good. The final score, Indiana State 150 with the catch. Indiana University 100. And so that keeps Indiana State's hopes alive as Indiana University, the strongest they've been in years, goes home empty-handed. I'd like to thank you for joining me for this presentation of Great Lakes Regional Championship. Stay tuned for a few more games as we decide the final bid and then finally the champion of the Great Lakes region. Will it be the University of Michigan or Ball State University? You can keep it locked here on the US Quidditch YouTube channel. Subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the bell to make sure you get notified when we go live. I've been Matt Dwyer. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be right back.